afternoon. So I haven't made a video in a while, but having an issue lately where when I go to start the bike, it just seems real weak, like it barely wants to start, and then the next time or the next couple of times it wouldn't start. So I had to push start the bike to get it to run. Once I got it home, then I put the battery on a battery test. I put the battery on a battery charger and charged it fully. Then I tested it with a battery tester. The battery is rated at 175 cold cranking amps, and it charged up to like 180 something. The battery tester also said the battery was good, so I know it's not a battery. The next thing I did was I put the battery back in the bike and I started it, because if the charging system is working, it's supposed to be at about 3.5 volts to 15.5 while the bike is running. So I installed the battery and turned the bike on and run it, and it was at 12.5, so therefore I know it's a charging issue. So the next thing I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to take the fairing. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to take the side fairing off, test the stator, but I also bought a stator and a rectifier to replace. So to remove the fairings, it's these bolts right here, here, and then there's one at the bottom there. Then there's going to be two clips. There's going to be a clip underneath the bottom, and then another clip here, and that takes the side fairings off. So I'll take it off and then restart the video. Alright, yo, so I got the fairing off. So the next step is, before I even pull the stator off, what I'm gonna do is I gotta follow the wiring and see where it leads to up here, and then I'm gonna run the tests where you have to check the ohms and check the 3 different connectors against each other, alternating it. So I'm gonna lift the tank to find out where that go to, and then I'll start the video again. Alright. Okay, so to take the tank off, basically you just take the seat off, take these side covers off, then you take the bolt off the tank, and then you lift it up with the tank holder. So once I have that off, then I'll start the video again. Alright, so I'm back. So I got the tank up, I trace the wire through here, and it comes to right about around here. I had a zip tie around it, but it connects to this white connector right here. So I unplugged it. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to test to make sure that the ohms between these is from 0.2 to between 0.2 to 0.9. I did notice, however, though, that it's like oily, that it got some kind of oil residue over it, so I don't know what that's about. So I'll do this testing and I'll get back to you guys to let you know what I found. Okay, y'all, so what I found out was I did the ohms test, and it's 0.7 between all the connectors. So based on that test, I know it's another test that you could do with the bike running, but that's a little bit too much. So I mean, since this is saying it's good, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna change the rectifier. So from what I've seen, I did some poking around on the bike. The rectifier is right on the inside of here. So I'm just going to pull that off. Let me see if I can see where the plug is. Pull it off. This seems to be the connector right here. So I'm just going to pull that out and change that and see, and then start it again and see what the volts is like when the bike is running, if it's between 13.5 and 14.5. So I'll stop the video here and I'll restart it once I got that done. I just don't want to make the video long and put you through all of that. So, alright. Hey, yeah, I didn't take off the rectifier yet. I just wanted to show you guys the parts I bought off of eBay. The rectifier, stator, and it also came with a gasket. It was for 83 bucks. So who knows how good that is, but luckily the stator doesn't need replacing. So I'm just going to change this rectifier real fast and then let you guys know what's going on. Alright, I'm back. Alright, so what I found out was these two connectors right here that goes to this, they're the connectors for the rectifier. So without actually going through and removing the rectifier, I just plugged in the new one here, started the bike, and I did the volts test, and it's still, with the bike running, the volts is still at 12.5. So my guess is, well, I guess it ain't no guess, something is wrong with the stator. There is another test you could do with the stator when it's running, but I don't know that one, and I'm pretty certain it's a stator, so I'm just gonna go ahead and replace it. So I'll replace it and let you guys know what happened, what the outcome is. Alright. Hey everyone, so I'm back. So I'm gonna give you an update. I changed the rectifier and I drove it for about 15 minutes and came back. The battery was like at 12.3. I drove it a different day, came back, the battery was at 11.9 after the ride. I then had started the bike and tested it to see what the system was charging at when the bike is running. It was still in the 12s. So the thing is, once your charging system is working and you start the bike, it's supposed to be anywhere from 13.2 to 15.5 volts when the bike is running. So it's not, and I could see the batteries getting weaker and weaker. So I'm just gonna go ahead and replace the stator. So let me show you here what I'm gonna do for the stator. Just gonna take off these bolts around here and pry it off with a screwdriver, and then I'll come back once I have it off and let you guys know what I found. Alright everyone, I'm back. So I took the cover off, and what I found was stator definitely was bad. I don't know if you guys could see it, but the top one right there is basically kind of burnt up. So it definitely is a stator issue. As far as taking it apart, only thing I could say is, as you guys can see, I have an oil pan under there. Not too much oil came out, but I have it on the rear jack stands. So I mean, very little oil came out. The bolts are a little tricky because there's two of them that's smaller, and one of them seemed to come with a washer. I think it kind of fell out when I took it off, but I kind of know where they go. I think it's one on the top and one on the bottom of the one that's smaller, and the one with the washer, honestly I don't remember, but I don't believe it's that big of a deal. But I guess when you take yours off, just try to remember. So right now I still have it in here, so I'm just gonna remove it from here, put it back in, then I'm gonna put it back together, and I'll let you guys know how it turns out. Alright. One quick note, I forgot to mention, when I was taking it apart, the gasket broke up. I try to be careful, but it's like you gotta squeeze the pliers in there and go from one side to the other and try to pry it off. So It wasn't difficult, but it definitely wasn't easy, and in the process I damaged the gasket. So when you buy your stator, make sure you get a gasket with it. All right, bye. Hey everyone, yeah, I'm back. All right, so I finished installing back or putting in the new stator. um, Immediately I saw it was a success, but first let me say the most tedious part of the work was getting the old gasket off. Some of it broke off on on the on the cover. Some of it broke off on the engine side of the connection. Yeah, it was a pain in the butt, but other than that, it's pretty simple. Just those bolts go in a particular order, and wasn't nothing too in depth. But why I say it was a success was immediately as I started the bike, and immediately I checked the volts at the battery connection, and it's up to 13.2 or something like that. So I know once you start riding and the RPMs get higher, then it probably goes higher and charges it. But at no point before was it at 13. And as I started the bike and immediately turned it on, boom, it's 13. Anyway, let me start the bike real fast so you guys can hear what this sounds like. I know I never actually turned the bike on to see what it sounds like, but let me turn it on real quick. Just a little something with the M4, but let me see if there's anything else I forgot. No, that's about it. Very little oil came out. Yeah, it was pretty straightforward, and so the one thing I would say though is, and this is probably for a fact, if you start your bike and it's below 13, I would say it's a stator, because they say when the regulator is bad, it actually makes it overcharge. So there's nothing too in depth or hard in either the regulator or the stator. So yeah, any comments or anything, leave a comment. But it was a success. I'm happy. We'll see how long this eBay stator lasts for. But I mean, at $83 for the stator, the regulator, and the gasket, can't beat that. All right, thanks.